Let's bring in Bushra Khalidi from Oxfam, joining us live from Ramallah in the West Bank. Bushra, thanks for being with us. There are constant calls for a ceasefire, but no signs that the shooting nor the airstrikes are going to stop any time soon. What is your reading of the situation?
The humanitarian situation on the ground is really unprecedented. It's a crisis of epic proportions. There's not enough adjectives really to describe how much suffering there is in this overcrowded situation. A lot of panic, a lot of chaos. Services are not functioning, hospitals are not functioning, bakeries have been bombed. There's over 10,000 deaths, over 4,500 children have been killed by Israeli airstrikes. People are queuing for water for hours. If there are bakeries, the queues are as long. The sanitation situation is becoming alarmingly concerning in terms of infections, diseases, waterborne diseases. They're drinking salty water that they're mixing with sugar. It just sounds like hell on earth, Bushra, what you're describing, and we know this is going on, and then you add to that the number of children who've been killed, which is overwhelming and so shocking. Yet still there are people in high places who perhaps could change all this, who aren't doing so. Now, why is that happening? Israel, first of all, has clear obligation as the occupying power. It occupies the occupied Palestinian territory for the last 17 years. It's imposed an illegal blockade on Gaza for the last 16 years. This is a sixth military escalation. They have a priority duty to protect civilian population in Gaza as the occupying power. And it has decided to collectively punish 2.2 million people, displacing more than 1.2 million people, half of which are children, forcibly displacing them from their homes, cutting off water, electricity, medical supplies, fuel, electricity, internet, and phone lines.
Bushra, just to make the argument, sorry to cut across you, but just to make the argument, because I agree with what you're saying, but let me try and make the argument from the other side. They're saying that what they're targeting is Hamas operatives who are hiding behind civilians, using civilians, hospitals, even children, as human shields. What do you say to that?
In international law, there are principles of proportionality. I ask you the question, is it proportionate to in order to find one or a few commanders to bomb an entire hospital that is sheltering 20,000 internally displaced refugees?
Indeed, and adding to what you just said, I understand that the only specialist pediatric cancer hospital in Gaza is possibly one of the targets this evening, which to me seems, I'm supposed to remain on the fence, but it's hard to remain on the fence when so many children are dying. This seems sick that is happening. It really does.
I'm also directly and personally affected by this. I have all my in-laws that are in Gaza City right now that have had to stay at Shifa for 2-3 nights and then gone back home in the area. It's just, they have been stripped away from any inch of dignity. Looking for flour, looking for water, and escaping bombs at the same time.
Bushra, you and I agree, I'm sure, but I need to hear you say it from your lips. You and I agree that what Hamas did on October the 7th was atrocious, despicable, evil. There's no denying that, is there?
Oxfam has condemned the attacks and atrocities that happened on the 7th of October very firmly, very sternly, and we're very clear about all parties' obligation in the laws of war and under international law. But 4,000 kids dying, 2.2 million people collectively punished, 1.2 million people displaced. People are starving, people are thirsty, people are tired, people are not mourning their family. Not one family in Gaza has not been affected by this. 60% of Gaza has been destroyed. Ambulances have been targeted, hospitals have been targeted, shelters have been targeted, bakeries have been targeted. How much do Gazans have to endure?
Bushra Khalidi from Oxfam,
joining us from Ramallah in the West Bank. Thank you very much indeed for your time. I hope sincerely your family is okay. And thank you for sharing your thoughts and your analysis of the situation with us here on France 24. We appreciate your time.
You.
Bushra, thank you very much indeed. Bushra Khalili there from Oxfam.